The Jets had little to celebrate during their shutout loss to the Broncos that left the team with an 0-3 mark. But it's a new month, and it's time to turn over a new leaf. Coming up, we'll check in with head coach Robert Saleh and hear from Brian Baldinger and Ethan Greenberg. But we start with Leger Douzable inside the studio. Leger, everybody in New York, of course, is focused on the struggles of Zach Wilson so far early in his NFL career. But the struggles of a rookie quarterback are not just unique to New York right now.
Yeah, I think fans have been spoiled by a few quarterbacks having success as a rookie. Like, you look at Justin Herbert, you look at Russell Wilson, Andrew Luck, and Lamar Jackson. Like, those guys are the exception. They're not the rules. Most quarterbacks have to develop to becoming a franchise quarterback. If you look at a guy like Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Josh Allen even, who had an MVP-type season last year, they all struggled their rookie year, and that's because it takes time to develop a franchise quarterback, and fans have just been spoiled. If you look at this past week at Justin Fields getting his first start, sacked 9 times, and Matt Nagy and that offense didn't really help him at all. They didn't really use his skill set, didn't get him on the edge, use his mobility enough. They dropped back, I want to say, 20-something times in the pocket, knowing that the offensive line was struggling. And then you look at Mac Jones, everybody was talking about how efficient he had been. And we talked about this on the show before. Like, he really doesn't throw the ball down the field. So he's throwing 4 or 5 yard passes. But, even he had struggles last week. 3 interceptions.
Yep.
One goes back to the house for a touchdown. I think Trevor Lawrence with 7 interceptions as well. So you have to understand, this is the norm, right? You have to develop rookie quarterbacks, and you can't give up on a rookie quarterback within 2 or 3 years, because that is usually the threshold in time where it takes the guy to really start to get an EA. And that's the thing. The fans have been spoiled just by a few quarterbacks, but that's not the norm, right? Justin Herbert's not the norm. He's the exception. The rule is you have to develop young quarterbacks, give them time to develop in your offense. That way they actually have a chance of being a franchise quarterback.
Where do you think Wilson is most comfortable right now?
To me, it's on the edge. If you look at some of the throws he's made, week 1 versus the Carolina Panthers, he goes out, rolls out to the right, hits Corey Davis, I think, on the 30-yard touchdown. If you see some of his throws, when he's mobile and on the run, he just feels comfortable throwing the ball. When they get him on bootlegs, he just feels like he's at ease throwing the ball. And I think that's something that Mike LaFleur and this offense has to do more. Get this guy on the edge and even start to use him sometimes in the run game because he has he's mobile and he has the athletic ability. I'm not saying run the kid 4 to 5 times a game, but 2 to 3 times just to keep the defense honest, I think will bode well for Zach Wilson in this offense.
Welcome back. Jets-Titans today at MetLife Stadium, 1 o'clock kickoff right here on CBS. Leger, have you ever faced a running back like a Derrick Henry?
I actually have. I played him his rookie year, and then also Brandon Jacobs comes to mind, right? A bigger back. When we get a guy like that, you have to get him before he gets going, right? You can't let him get that engine started up. You got to hit him at the backfield, at the line of scrimmage.
The Jets have been very impressive against the run so far this season, but the test will be stiffer today. There's no doubt about that. The thing about the Titans is they are not going away from Henry. You see his attempts over the last 2 weeks been more than 30 a game.
Mike Vrabel knows what type of team he has. He wants to be a physical team. He feels like we have King Henry in the backfield. We're going to strap it up and run it right at you. What are you going to do about it? Can you withstand that blunt first trauma for 4 quarters? And the thing about King Henry in this offense, like, he really likes to run the ball to the outside. Like, they run the power, they run the lead weak, they run it up the middle to keep you honest. But he likes to get on the edge because when he gets one-on-one with those defensive backs, those safeties, those corners, you've seen the highlight reels, you've seen the stiff arms. That's what King Henry and this offense want to do. They want to run that stretch, and they want to bring that tight end back across the formation to be the lead blocker. That way, they put their best player on one of the safeties, and he's going to win that battle 10 out of 10 times.
No A.J. Brown for the Titans today, but you know what the Titans can do. They get that run game going, and then they can hit you up top with the play action.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they do. They hit you with the play action. And the thing about Ryan Tannehill, like, his mobility is really what hurts teams. So that's something on defense you have to be cognizant of. This guy was an ex-receiver at Texas A&M. He's very mobile, can run if he has to. They'll use him sometimes in the red zone, too, on zone reads. So, Tannehill's mobility is an issue, but it's going to come down to stopping the run, and then after that, converting on pass rush and play action pass.
The Jets' offense has been outscored 46-3 so far this season in the first half. And they've faced 3 of the best defenses in the National Football League in the Denver Broncos, the New England Patriots, and then, of course, the Carolina Panthers. They just need something good to happen early, I think, to get that crowd energized at MetLife today.
Yeah, I had a coach that used to tell me, EA, you make your own luck, right? The only way things are going to change is by the guys in that locker room and the coaches that coach them on the field on Sunday. So guys that have to understand, and I don't think that's talked about enough, what you talked about, the three defenses they played. All three of those defenses are top three defenses. So Zach Wilson and his offense, they've struggled, and rightfully so. You don't fear anybody on defense, but they've had one of the toughest schedules coming out the gate, and it's kind of been, trial by fire for Zach Wilson. This is where the leaders come into play. Like, you got, Morgan Moses, your Corey Davis, your veterans have to step up and be like, who's going to make a play on offense? Who's going to unite, ignite this offense? And also, it comes down to Mike LaFleur, right? And being creative, getting Zach Wilson some easy throws, scheming some things up to make his young rookie quarterback comfortable in the pocket, or getting him outside the pocket where he's most comfortable and he can use that mobility, use that arm strength. And then also, we have to run the football. I mean, the Jets have to run the football. Only 13 attempts last week. That's not going to get it done because you're playing behind the 8 ball and you're dropping your young quarterback back that many times. It doesn't really lead to success if you do that.
Yeah, watch out for Corey Davis today. He'll take aim at his former team. Jets-Titans at 1 here on CBS. Enjoy it.